Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the greatest day of the year. This is Two Nerds in a Podcast. I didn't even say the name. I'm just too excited.
That's fine. They should know who we are by now.
I mean, yeah, if you're this far in. This is my Super Bowl Sunday. My Super Bowl, my Roman Empire. The thing I look forward to every year. And that is, drum roll please, the Spotify wrap up. Woo! Yes. Like the best day of the year. I look forward to this day like January 1st. I start like predicting what it's going to be. And this year mine was pretty predictable, but it's always fun.
We'll start with our top song.
Okay.
Okay, so my top song, which I was surprised but also not, is Meltdown by Niall Horan off his new album, The Show. I started listening to that, it says, in May. So between May and November, it became my number one listen to song. So I listened to it a lot.
How many do you have how many times you listened to it?
It says 144.
Oh man.
Is yours way but here's
I'm
the
about
thing.
to blow you away here.
I was gonna say the disclaimer for my Spotify in particular is I am the DJ at work. So when we close, I have a work playlist that we listen to. So I think that's why a lot of my stuff will have a low listen count because my work playlist is like 300 songs or something. So I just put it on shuffle. So that's where a lot of my listening minutes go to.
Right. And you're also not as like when I like find a song I like, I wish that I wish there was a way that I could inject it into like my bloodstream. Like
Yeah.
just directly like inhale the song.
Yeah.
So my number one song was Cosmic by Avenged Sevenfold.
Nice.
It's off their newest album that came out in June. And I listened to it 982 times. I also want to mention, I would also like to add in that this is a 7.5 minute song.
That's insane.
Yeah. So, I do love that song. Like, I've been listening to my 2023 top playlist, and every time I hear that song, I'm like, yeah, no, I know why it's my number one song. I'm just gonna listen to it again.
Now, with your Spotify, because I know you play music at work, Kacie works in like partially in an office kind of setting. So do you listen to music as you work all day, or do you just listen to it like before the store is open?
Oh, I listen to it all day. I am
Okay.
the primary DJ. And it's not it's
Much to
like
everybody's chagrin.
right, nobody has a choice. I am the DJ. I play music all day. So like right now everybody's just listening to my 2023 playlist. I'm like, here's all the songs I like. Enjoy.
Like if I was, because I'm not allowed to listen to music all day, as much as I would love to jam my headphones in and not pay attention to customers, I'm not allowed to do that. And I tend to work long hours, and then my commute is only like 25 minutes. So most of my music listening time is my commute, because when I'm home, I'm normally watching a show of some kind. So I feel like that's probably why you, besides the fact that you're a crazy person, why
Yeah.
yours is so much higher than mine.
Yeah. Like my total listening minutes was like 155,000, I think. Let me see. I think I saved that. Let's see.
Wow. I don't know if
Yeah,
I saved
so
that.
my minutes listened 155,203. I was in the top 0.5% of listeners worldwide.
Wow. See,
And for some reason on July 30th, I listened to 1,600 or 1,361 minutes. Don't know what was going on that day.
My minutes listen is only 34,699.
34,000?
Yeah. So
Dang.
it's like a third. Not even yeah, it's like like less than a third of what you listened.
Oh man, yeah, I listen to a lot of music, clearly. But also like I did a lot of like traveling last year too, or like this last year
Yeah,
to
you
like
did a lot of
to
driving
you
to
and stuff.
California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do a lot of driving, so um
And you drive for work too. Like you
yeah, I
drive
do a lot of
places, so
driving.
yeah.
So that is why. But so let's do our top songs. So the
Okay.
top 5 my top 5 songs. It just shows how like neurodivergent my brain is. There's 3 artists on my top 5 songs. Number 1, which is Cosmic. Number 2 is I Don't Love You by My Chemical Romance. And I think
Mm.
I was, like, going through, like, a phase in the summertime where I was really sad, and that
Mm.
song just hits so good when you're sad.
Yeah. Got that summertime sadness happening.
Yeah. My number 3 song is actually a song that we share in our top 5,
Oh.
which is Nowhere to Go by Bad Omens.
Yeah.
And then number 4, Just Pretend by Bad Omens.
Yeah. That's that
And
the
then
Just Pretend is the one in my top 5.
oh, that one's the one in your
But
top 5.
Nowhere to Go is my current favorite song from them that I have to
It's
that's
good.
the first
It's
song
very
I
good.
play when I get in the car and it's the last song I play before I walk into work. So
It's a great song. It's
it's
really
listened to
good.
at least 4 times a day.
But yeah, so Just Pretend by Bad Omens is number 4, and then The Death of Peace of Mind by Bad Omens is number 5.
Yes.
So I listened to a lot of them this last year.
Yeah, you also went to their concert this year, so I feel like you're extra hyped
Yes.
for Bad Omens in
Yes.
particular.
Yes, let's do your top 5.
Yeah, so my top songs, obviously number 1 is Meltdown by Niall Horan. Number 2 is Love from the Other Side by Fall Out Boy off their newest album. Amazing. Number 3 is the one Kacie and I share, which is Just Pretend by Bad Omens.
Woohoo!
Amazing. Number 4 is Save My Life by Niall Horan. I'm surprised I have 2 songs from the same artist. I feel like I never listened to one artist long enough for that to happen. And then number
Can't relate.
5, yeah, number 5 is Better Than That, and I think the artist is Sub Radio, if I remember. Let me look because I don't remember.
I would also just like to add that this is the first year in many years where I don't have an anime intro on my top 5, and I just feel like not like I don't know what happened, but it's like the first
Well,
year in like 3 years.
I feel like anime this year for you made you sad.
Yeah,
Because
that's
some
true.
of
It
it
did.
ended, some of it had like storylines that made you sad, so maybe that's why. But
Yeah, I was like
also
not
because
listening to that.
this was your year of concerts as well, so I feel like you're getting yourself
Mhm.
hyped up for those
That's
concerts,
true.
which is
That is
probably
true.
why you don't have an anime intro. Um, what was your top genre? I'm assuming it's rock or alternative or something like that.
Like
Yeah,
the little sandwich they made.
yeah.
So my I'll just say all of them.
Hmm.
So my number 1 genre was alternative metal, which makes sense. This one I
Ah.
think is really interesting, but I know why it's in here. Because if you know me, I'm not really like at least not recently. I'm not like a pop music listener.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But my second most listened to genre was pop. Um, and I think that's because of my number 5 artist, which we'll go over.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was pop punk, anime scores, which is still up there,
Mm-hmm.
and then rock. So that was
Wait,
alternative
so
metal and pop are my number 2.
your number 3 was pop punk?
Yes.
Mine too.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
fun.
So my top one was pop, and I think that's mainly because Niall.
Mhm.
And I want to say Fallout Boy because it was off the new album is probably considered pop. I would think. I listen to a lot of One Republic as well, so I feel like
Mhm.
I tend to hover in the pop genre, even though I would describe it more as like alternative if I were to
Mhm.
actually pick a category. My second one is rock, which I'm a big 80s rock and roll fan, so that makes sense. And then pop punk, which we share. And then my fourth one is contemporary country, which kind of surprised me because I mean, I listen to country, but I didn't think I listened to country that much. But I think it's because of my work playlist. I have a lot of
Mm.
random country songs in there, and depending on the Spotify music gods, I feel like some nights it's all country. And I'm like, wow, Spotify really picked all the country songs for us tonight. And then the last one is modern alternative rock.
Ooh, modern alternative
Modern.
rock.
Yeah. So I'm guessing it's probably anything from like this decade would be considered modern. I have no idea.
I guess, yeah, maybe.
But I love that we both had pop punk as number 3.
Yeah, we share a song in our top 5 and a genre. Well, and
Yeah.
pop is we share pop too, but
Yeah. It's
yeah,
just in a different place.
yeah. What did you get for your city?
Oh, I thought it
Spotify
was.
this year did, if you didn't see the Spotify wrap up this year, they did they picked a city where I guess it was like a lot of people in this city listened to that particular band.
Mm-hmm.
So I got Colorado Springs, for fans of Bad
Oh,
Omens, Avenged Sevenfold, and Falling in Reverse. So apparently people in Colorado Springs like that music.
it's in Provo, wherever that is.
Bravo.
Oh, it's Utah. Interesting.
Ooh.
Which is kind of funny because my friend Tammy lives in Utah, and I did go to Utah this year.
Oh my gosh. So maybe that's where your people are.
Yeah, it also makes sense because Utah, like, they have a really, it's not quite as big as San Diego Comic Con, but they have a really big kind of Comic Con styled place. So it's just where all the nerds are. So it kind of makes sense.
Shall we do our top artists?
Yes.
Okay. So my top artist, I just want to say, it's because I went to so many concerts this year. That is all but one. um, and I feel like that is 100% why my top artists are the way they are.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, Bad Omens. I love them. Love them
Woo!
so much. Um, Number 2 is Avenged Sevenfold,
Nice.
which was my number 1 last year.
Oh.
Number 3 is Falling in Reverse, which that one I saw them in October, which means I listened to them
Dang.
so much in October that they shot up to my number 3 artist.
Yeah. When did you buy
Um
your tickets, though, for Falling in
so I bought
Reverse?
I bought my ticket like in the summer, but I didn't
Mm,
after I saw Falling in Reverse,
yeah.
that's when I was like listening
You were
to
on the
them
hype.
yeah, I was like in the
Yeah.
hype of them. I still like have like they'll come on and I'm like, "Man, I love this song."
Stop playing with your microphone.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. My bad. I can't help it, guys.
I know. It's very I do the same thing. And then when I'm editing, I'm like, we both need to
We're
stop.
both so annoying. Number 4 is My Chemical Romance. Like again, all of these are all pretty predictable. Number
Mhm.
5, I'm still mad about.
Mhm.
Which is Melanie Martinez, which is where that pop genre comes in.
Oh.
She just barely made it into my top 5, and you know what? I'm still bitter about it, but she's actually going on another concert, so I think we might end up not being bitter. So she's my number 5, which is so funny because it's like the most out of place artist in my top 5.
Yeah.
You're like you listen to all these like
Hardcore
metalcore at
metal.
like rock,
Yeah.
yeah, and then you just have Melanie Martinez in there like at the very end. Like what? But yeah, because I was supposed to see her in June,
And
but I
then you
didn't make it
got
to the
wasted
concert.
and didn't
And then
make
I
it.
and then me and my friend got a little too
Well,
drunk
too
and didn't
happy.
make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a little too much fun. And it's so and her and the same friend that I went to that concert with or didn't go to that concert with, um, she also got Melanie Martinez in her top artist. And we're both mad about it. Jamie, when you hear this, it'll be okay. We'll be okay.
You guys will redeem it. Don't worry.
Yeah. Round 2.
Okay, so my top artist honestly is not surprising at all. All of them I believe had new albums this year, which makes sense why they were in my top. Number 1 is Fall Out Boy.
Oh,
Which
wow.
I was surprised they were number 1. I'm not surprised that
Mhm.
they're in the top 5, but I was surprised they were number 1. But again, they have a new album. Also, a lot of their songs I listen to when I'm either extremely like happy and having a great time or extremely sad. Like
Yes.
it's
Mhm.
good for all situations. So, I love them. Number 2 is One Republic, which again, not surprising. I feel like
Mhm.
they had a new song, but I don't know if they had a new album. Number 3 was the Jonas Brothers. They had a new album this year, which
They
I
did.
actually
Yes,
really
they did.
like. And number 4 is Nile, which I'm surprised he's down on number 4, but I wonder if it's because I don't listen to as many of his songs as the others.
Yeah, like as the other ones. Mhm.
Yeah, and then number 5, which is a classic me, is AC/DC.
Oh. It's just all these
I love how it's all
yeah,
like
like
new age
Nile and
bands. Yeah.
yeah,
And
and
then
then
there's just
AC/DC.
AC/DC.
I mean, but
But
not a bad band. Very good.
yeah, AC/DC is my favorite 80s band, so it makes sense. Also,
Yeah.
they're one of those bands that I listen to not only like when I'm just doing whatever, but I can
Mhm.
listen to them at work. So that's
Oh,
probably why
yeah.
they get
Yeah.
the most.
Yeah. See, like my music, I shouldn't play at work, but I
But you
do.
do.
But, like, sometimes I'm like, I have to either, like, turn the volume down or, like, change the song, but I'm like, I just
Hmm.
wanna listen to my music,
I
like, I have
know,
such
right?
great taste in music, like, not to brag, but, my taste in music is pretty phenomenal if anybody wants to be my friend.
So I actually have your playlist because I wish more people would send me their top playlist because I like
Mhm.
finding new music and new songs to be obsessed with. Kacie sent me hers. So I thought we could see what songs I have saved just to see what songs we have that overlap.
Okay.
So let
Is it
me
main title from Game of Thrones?
I think I
Yes,
do have that.
so I just wanted to say because in Spotify, when they make your playlist, your 2023 playlist, they put it in order, your top 100 songs, and
Mhm.
my number 6 song barely just made it not into the top 5 was the theme song from Game of Thrones,
Which is amazing, but
which
it's
is a great
also
listen, it's a great song.
but it's a long song too. You just like I don't know what you're doing, but all your top songs are so long. Like how
Yeah,
do you have
and they're
time to listen to anything else?
exactly, but yeah, that I went through, like, a Game of Thrones phase this year, like, my ringtone is still Game of Thrones, like, I went through, like, a phase where I was like, "I'm rewatching all of Game of Thrones for some reason,"
Mhm.
so that's why that's in there. I don't know, other than that, I don't know.
Okay, so that the Game of Thrones theme song is one of the ones you and I both or at least I have saved. So it's that one. It's Nowhere to Go by Bad Omens, Just Pretend by Bad Omens, The Death of Peace of Mind by Bad Omens, the Game of Thrones theme, Like a Villain by Bad Omens, Concrete Jungle by Bad Omens. It's all basically all the Bad Omens songs.
Yeah, lots of bad omens.
And I feel like that might be it. The Gray by Bad Omens. Just the whole Bad Omens
All the bad
album.
omens.
Yeah, Take Me First by Bad Omens. I'm Not Okay by My Chemical Romance.
Great song, great song.
Yep. Face Down by the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. And Throne by Bring Me the Horizon. Those are all the songs you and I had in common.
Very, very interesting. Throne's a good song. That's a good one.
It's really
Be
good
the Bring Me the Horizon.
to listen to very loudly with your windows rolled down
Yes.
and
Mhm.
scream singing along before you have to work into the job that sucks your soul out. So
Yes. Mhm. Was there any that surprised you that were in your top 23 playlist? So mine, I will say, the one that surprised me the most was I had Amber by 311 in my playlist,
oh,
and I didn't think I listened to that song that much. It's a good song. Um but it's like pretty far up there. So that one surprised me. I also, let me see. I think I had another one and I was like, "What are you doing in here? What are you doing in here? You silly goose." Oh, I also had an Arctic Monkeys. I had an Arctic
oh,
Monkeys song in my top 100. It's like closer to the bottom, but that one was interesting.
I had a few songs that I'm surprised they weren't up further in the list.
Mhm.
Um, I was actually surprised that in my top 5 that I had Better Than That by Sub Radio, because I know I listened to that song a lot, but I didn't think it was like more than certain other songs. But
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell you a little tidbit about me. I am one of those people who writes fan fiction, and a lot of stuff that I write is based off of songs that I like that I think fit certain characters. And so a lot of my top 5 is that. And normally when I'm writing, I tend to loop it in with bunch of other
Mm.
stuff, so it
Mhm.
keeps kind of coming back. So that was a fan fiction song. So I think that's why it ended up in my top 5, because right underneath it is Heartbreak Feels So Good by Fall Out Boy and Back to the Future by Bastille, and I'm surprised neither of those made it into my top 5 because I love both of those songs. Let me see. I always like looking at what's the last song on your top
Mine is
songs?
Throne by Bring Me the Horizon, which I thought
Oh,
was interesting. I thought I listened to that song a lot more. Like, I have other songs by Bring
yeah.
Me the Horizon that
Mhm.
are higher up on the list, and I'm like, I didn't think I listened to that song more than that. But yeah, Throne. So my last like 5 are Throne, The Principal by Melanie Martinez, Brompton Cocktail by Avenged Sevenfold, Burning Out by Bad Omens, and Show Me How to Live by Audio Slave.
Oh, okay. So my bottom 5. So the last one is Staying Alive, but it's not the Bee Gees version. It's the Avuchan, I think is how you say their name, and it's the version from the movie The Bullet Train. So it's sung, I believe, in Japanese. Um, and if you haven't seen The Bullet Train, I believe it's on Netflix right now. It's hilarious. It's got Brad Pitt in it. So
Oh, is that the
good.
one that
But
just came out not that recently or not that long ago?
yeah, it came out this year.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Oh, I know what you're
it's
talking about. Yeah.
got Brad Pitt and Aaron Taylor Johnson. I feel like there was another well-known person and I can't think of. It had Logan Lerman in it for about like 2 seconds, but his character dies. Um, but yeah, so that's the bottom one, and then I have Honey by Big Time Rush, and then I have Yellow, but it's not by Coldplay. It's the Floor version. Um, I have I'm Not Over by Carolina Liar, which that's an old song, and Shots by Imagine Dragons.
Interesting. It's kind of your bottom 5 are kind of all over the place like mine are.
Yeah.
They're kind of like what?
But there where was it? I just saw one and I was like, I was surprised that was even in there. I think my favorite one that I've seen that's randomly in there is the song Tequila by the Champs. I didn't realize I played that song that much, but it's also a really short song, so I feel like it comes up more than anything
More
else.
than yeah.
I do have the regular Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. So I've got 2 versions of Staying Alive in there. Let me see. I thought there was another one. I do like, oh, this one I thought was really weird. It was Pound the Alarm by Nicki Minaj.
Really?
Yeah, which I know, like, that Nicki Minaj's certain songs have, like, come back into the rotation because I've been going through, like, a early 2000s phase this year,
Yeah.
slash mid 2000s phase, and so that's why her song came back up, but I didn't think I listened to it that much to get it even on this list. But also my favorite thing is it's right underneath Carry On My Wayward Son by Kansas.
I was gonna say I'm surprised that like I also listen to a lot of like divorced dad rock.
Mhm.
It's like my other favorite genre. Um, I'm surprised I didn't get more like DDR divorced dad rock
Mm.
in my playlist.
Yes. I also do like, so my favorite song to ever be written is Kids by One Republic. And I have not only the original version, but also the remix both made it onto the list. And they're not that far apart, so I was very surprised. Also, I do like a lot of my songs, besides being fan fiction writing songs, are a lot of like either television or movie related. So, like, I have Never Let Me Down by Depeche Mode, which was very popular this year because of The Last of Us. So, that as
Oh
soon
yeah.
as the advertisement for The Last of Us came out with that song was on repeat for like a week, just that song. And I thought there was another one in here. Oh, also, random one that I really like that's in there is Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley.
It's a great song.
It is an
Also.
amazing song. Um, but yeah, and also Good Vibrations by Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Also a great song.
So I have a lot of like my top songs are such a mixed bag of
Mhm.
randomness, and but it's between work and just like,
Yeah.
I'm one of those, as Kacie would call it, insane people that just puts all of my music on
Yeah, you
shuffle
psychopath.
and just like skips until I find a song that I like. Although I do,
Psychotic behavior.
but you know what's weird? Because after we had that initial conversation on my Spotify, it says that I am one of like very few people that put things into playlists. Let me
Really?
see. Yeah.
Because
Let me see.
I make playlists for everything. Like, I can't not make a playlist. I have so many on my phone. Like, whatever mood I'm in, I have a playlist for whatever mood I'm in. I have a playlist for artists. I'm a psychotic like that.
See, I do have like a best playlist for certain artists because I don't want to listen to their whole discography.
Yeah.
I just want to listen to the songs that I really like. So, uh, I do have like I have one for One Republic, one for Imagine Dragons, one for, a bunch of different bands. But let me see. I want to see what it
I only got one
said.
anime song in my top 100 list, which is also
Really?
shocking. Yeah, I thought I listened to, and it's like an old one too. It's not even like a new one, which really surprised me. It's not even a theme song. It's an ending song to
Oh.
the to part 2 of Attack on Titan that season. It was the ending song for that made it on there. But I'm surprised like Jujutsu Kaisens or like Chainsaw Bands didn't make it on there because I feel like I listened to those a lot.
Yeah. I kind of hate that Spotify makes you like watch through the stories every
The whole
time
yeah.
instead of just giving you like the title cards.
Yeah, give it to me. I'm not trying to watch all this. I already know. Give it to me.
Also, my top podcast was our podcast.
Both Jamies had us as
Yeah.
their top podcast. Mine was And That's Why We Drink, which I listened to. I got really
Mm.
into them at the beginning of the year. And I listened to 29,000 minutes of them, I think.
Okay, I think it's this one.
But also shout out to other Jamie. We were her number one podcast, so shout out to our
Yeah.
number one fan.
Woo! Okay, so hold on. Now I gotta. It went away. That's really annoying. But it said, so you know how, like, I think it's the third to last slide. It gives you basically like what it looks like to me, a tarot card of how you listened. Because, like, I know
Oh, yeah,
last
yeah.
year I got like was it the Nomad? But this year I got the Alchemist, and it says, listening is your laboratory. You create your own playlist more than other listeners do.
Let me look at mine.
Because last year I got I think they did it like what kind of listener you are. So I got the Nomad, which is like you discover new people, but you tend to like hang out for a long time and then move on to something and hang out for a long time there, which is very true for me. Normally, if like, especially if an artist comes out with a new album, I'll get sucked into their whole discography and then make a playlist and then just listen to that on repeat and not want to listen to anything else. But I was surprised that it said I made more playlists than the average listener.
Let's see what
Because
mine
I
says.
don't feel like I do, but I wonder if that comes from me adding songs into my work playlist and also my now playlist. Because I just constantly add and subtract from both of those. So I wonder if that's what that's from.
Mine is very fitting. I didn't even see this the first time. So mine is Time Traveler. And it says, have we met before? You traveled back in time and listened to songs on repeat again and again. You're not wrong about that
Yeah.
one. Yeah, no, so like Avenged Sevenfold came out with a new album this year, and that song Cosmic, when I first heard it, I was like, yep, this is gonna be my number one song. I already know it. It literally, like, the first time I heard it, I felt like I was like floating. I was like, this song is so good. I'm about to
Oh.
make this my entire life. And clearly I did, for a 7.5 minute song.
Yeah. Well, if it's a good song, you can't beat it, that's for sure.
Who did you get for your special message thing?
Fall Out Boy. It
I
was
got Melanie
Pete and
Martinez.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which made me sad. It's fine. I'm not mad about it. I know it's my own fault, but
Did you see the Instagram video that somebody got the crazy frog?
I saw that and
I
I was
love
dying.
that. Oh. Okay, so for I think it's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's either the 7th or the 8th slide. It tells you how many minutes you listen to your top artist. So my top artist was Fall Out Boy, and I listened to them 1,796 minutes, which is in the top 0.5% of listeners worldwide.
And how many minutes was it?
1,796 of just Fall Out Boy. I feel like yours will be Avenged Sevenfold. It'll be some outrageous number, and you'll be in like the 0.1%.
So mine was Bad Omens, and it was.
That's
no,
right.
come back. Where'd you go? Why'd you leave?
I know. I don't like that you can't hold it like Instagram and be able to read it.
What the heck? So yeah, mine was Bad Omens. I was in the 0.005%, and I spent 36,823 minutes with them.
Oh my god. That's insane.
And it's funny because I just started listening to them last year. My friend got me into them. And then this year I was like, I love them. I even got a tattoo of one of their songs. So clearly this was my year for them anyways.
So how many artists did you listen to? I think it's also in the 7th or 8th slide.
1,037? Let's see. Yeah, 1,037.
Oh. Dang, so we're a bit closer. Mine's
Okay. That's
843.
actually, like, surprising that you haven't listened to
So
more. I
that's
feel like you
probably
listen to more, like, diverse music. Like, you listen to, like, such a
mhm.
diverse whereas I like 3 artists, and the 3 artists that are most
Yeah,
similar to
and
these
that's
3
it.
artists, I also like. So, I'm not very diverse in my artist choice, but yeah, that's interesting. I did think it was cool that it tells you, like, what your peak listening month to the artists were.
Yeah. Mine was kind of all over the place, which I was surprised.
Mine was, mostly in the summer. I listened to a lot of these artists. Melanie Martinez, I listened to a lot in April, but that's because that's when her album came out, and I was really excited about it, and now I'm mad at her. And it's not her fault. No, it's absolutely my fault. But I will never get over it.
So I had 2 in July. So I had okay, hold on. Back it up. So I had
Back it up.
Nile was in June. Back it up. Nile was in June. And then I had 2 in July. I had the Jonas Brothers and Fall Out Boy. So I don't know what was happening in July, but I'm trying to think. I mean, I guess I drove a lot
I
in
had
July,
Avenged in July,
but I can't think
but
of
that's
anything
because their
else.
album came out in July. Or no, did it come
Mm,
out in July? I
yeah.
think so. Yeah, it was
It
over
was
the
over the
summer.
summer for sure. And then my other 2 were in September. So One Republic and AC/DC were September. Which again, surprised. I don't know why AC/DC in September makes a bit of sense because I start ramping up for like Halloween-esque music, so like
Mhm.
Highway to Hell and all that starts coming in there. But I don't know why One Republic was in September.
I feel like mine was Bad Omens in August,
Mhm.
which I mean, I think that's probably when I bought tickets for them.
Probably.
Um, Avenged Sevenfold in July, Falling Universe in October, which makes sense because I saw him in October. MCR in August, and then Melanie Martinez in April.
Nice.
I'm still bitter. She just barely had to squeeze into my top 5 and just torture my life.
Uh,
It's fine.
yeah,
It's fine.
just remind you of your own dang
My
mistakes.
own failures. Does that wrap up our Spotify wrap up?
I think so.
Does this wrap it up?
We're wrapping up the
This
wrap
is what we
up.
look forward to every year. So we're gonna do this. You better look forward to it next year too, because I'm already starting to think about what's gonna be on my Spotify.
Yeah. Oh, did we want to go through the podcast wrap up real quick?
Oh yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
Okay, so let's see. I have some stuff. So our top episode this year, which was honestly no surprise. So we started the podcast in July. Is that when we started?
Hmm. Yeah, I think
Um,
the beginning of July.
so from basically our wrapped is from July to November, which is a very small period of time. But our top episode was our intro episode, which was Welcome to the Madness. So thank you everybody for supporting our initial launch.
Woo!
I was actually looking at the numbers the other day, just at it when I uploaded last week's episode, and we on average get like 5 views an episode. So I'm pretty
That's
proud that
so
we've got
great.
5
Thank you,
people that
everybody.
yes, we love you guys checking in on us. I did I did notice now that we're back on like the advertising hype every week, our viewership has gone up a bit. So we'll try to
Yeah,
be better about
I will
that.
say, like, I think it's funny that I think it's our top um like liked reel on Instagram is the freaking PETA pillowcase. I kept getting like
Yeah.
notifications, and I was like, this would be the number one, like our most liked reel on our Instagram.
Oh, that was
So
so
thank you,
great.
everybody.
Yes, thank you to all our fellow Josh Hutcherson fans. We love you and we're all crazy. Okay, so our top country was the United States, obvi, because everybody we know is in the US of A.
Yes.
Um, we had 760 minutes worth of podcast
Wow.
minutes. So that's pretty good. And we had 6 top fans. So thank you to all 6 of our
Yay!
top
Thank you to
fans.
you.
We
You all get a
are
gold
here for
star in our
it.
book.
Yes, stars. Let me see. I don't think there was anything else. And why is Wyatt sending so many
Wyatt.
things while we're
Wyatt, get out of
recording?
here. You're not on this episode. Get out.
It's not as efficient as the regular Wrapped. It's like, oh, I have to load. I'm like, why?
Why? Just give it to me, please.
So our first episode was streamed 227% more than any other episode.
Wow.
So a lot of you started on the bandwagon, and we're thankful. Oh, it does tell us like what our listeners' top podcast genres were, which were comedy, news, and true crime. Which is such a random combination, but honestly, we don't expect anything less from you guys.
Yeah. Honestly, the true crime is probably from me too, because I listen to our podcast and I listen to it's like my podcast playlist because like you don't listen to podcasts, but I do.
Yeah.
My podcast playlist is like 90% true crime and then like us.
And then us.
Yeah.
I would say so. I do listen to our podcast, Avi. I also listen to the Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide podcast because I love them. And then I think the other podcasts. Oh, I listen to Shits and Gigs because they're hilarious. So I listen to a lot of comedy related podcasts when I do like
Mhm.
listen to podcasts. So the comedy is probably a lot from not just you the listeners out there, but also from me. I don't know who the friggity frag is watching news pod or listening to news podcasts, but good for you.
Listen to what you enjoy, but listen to
Yeah.
us too because we're
Yeah,
amazing.
who are we to judge? And
Yeah.
then it also it also gives us our listeners' top music genre. So for all of you listening out there, apparently amongst the what did we say 6 of you that listen on a weekly basis, number 1 was pop, number 2 was rap, number
Oh.
3 was contemporary country. So there's that contemporary country again. The pop makes sense because I listen to a lot of pop and then you listen to a little bit. The rap is interesting because
Yeah,
neither
the
you
rapper
nor
came out of like left
I.
field.
Yeah, so I don't know if other Jamie out there is like a rap person or what, but somebody out there is just listening it up to some rap music. Which, if you have any good rap song recommendations, send them my way. That is like the one genre I'm totally lost in, and I don't listen to it. But
Yeah, me
send me
either.
some stuff. So send us some stuff. Recommend us some stuff. I'll leave a thing in the description box.
Yes. Also, if you follow us on the social medias, comment on our pictures or our reels or whatever we post. What were you surprised about your Spotify wrap up? I want to know. I love seeing people's wrap ups.
Yeah, also send them to us. Send them, message us your rap playlist because we would love to
Yes.
look. And maybe
Yes,
we can do
we love it.
we can do a nice little follow up episode to see what songs we have in common with our followers.
Yes. Let's do it.
We're a top 10 podcast for 15 people.
How exciting.
Yeah. And then we're a top 5 podcast for 11 people. That's crazy.
Wow.
I mean, granted, at least 2 of those people is me and you, but
That's true. That's true.
I think there's one more slide. Oh, yeah, and then you're the number 1 podcast for 6 people. So that's pretty good. That's a pretty good margin for us to be like at the top of people's lists.
That is pretty good. That is great. We love you all. We love all our fans.
We do, especially the ones who listen every week. Alrighty, and that's pretty much it for our podcast wrapped. Which
We're going to
is
wrap it up
amazing.
here.
We
For the
are gonna
wrap
wrap
of
it
the
up
year.
here. So how do you feel, Kacie, about this year's Super Bowl season for you? Did you like your
I feel great.
results?
I did. I'm listening to my top 23 playlist right now, so I did. I did
All
like
the
them.
time, every day.
Yes. It never stops. It's going to be the exact same next year, watch.
You'll add like a couple of songs or take out a
Yeah.
couple of songs, but it'll be exactly the same. Yeah, I feel like mine, like the general, like the top artists and stuff tends to stay. Although Niall came out of left field because I don't think he's ever been in my top anything. I feel like last year I had Harry Styles in there. So apparently a One Direction member will always have to be in my top 5.
Yes.
But I feel like definitely One Republic, AC/DC, and Fall Out Boy are always in there. Like, that was absolutely no surprise. But I do like the mix of my top 100, so I'll be listening to that when
Me too.
I'm not listening to Bad Omens' album.
Which is also a great album.
It is an
Clearly,
amazing
we
album.
both love it.
Yes, we really do. It's so funny. I love when we find stuff that we equally love because Kacie and I were nerds, but not necessarily always about the same thing. But I feel like recently, I don't know if it's because of the podcast or because like we chat on a weekly basis now, but we've really like got a good like handful of stuff in common, which includes but is not limited to Pedro Pascal, Josh Hutcherson, and Bad Omens. So it's kind of fun to see stuff like that, especially because like I feel like in high school and stuff we were definitely not into the same things.
Oh yeah,
so
definitely
it's
not.
fun to kind of see our tastes converge in certain points.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it for us. So don't forget to send us your Wrapped playlists. We'd love to see what you're listening to. Love to get some possible new songs and bands and singers and stuff in there. Don't forget to follow us on social media. I've been posting some reels on there, and calling me out, calling Kacie out, calling our guest star Wyatt out. And it's all
And they're really
fun.
funny, and
They
so
are.
follow us on Instagram because we're funny. We're very funny.
We're hilarious. And don't forget to follow us here. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok. I have to figure out how to get into the TikTok account so I can post things on the TikTok because TikTok won't let me in. So I have to figure that out. So follow us all there, here, playlists. I think that's pretty much it. And we will see you guys in the next episode. So
bye.
Goodbye.